Hello everyone, it's been a while since the last video. It is a difficult time for everyone, but especially students and teachers, staying home learning and teaching online. I am creating a new list of videos from IB Middle Year Program, the MYP 1, and will do my best to upload MYP 2 as soon as possible. Hope these videos help you to understand more and to be an extra resource. The first unit will be numbers and number systems. In this unit, you will discover a range of number systems that have arisen as civilization evolve and human interact, which will help you explore the global context of orientation in space and time. By learning about numbers and their properties and how to perform operations with them, you will realize how important numbers have been throughout history. The number system that we currently use in mathematics is the decimal number system. Our number system is based on the number 10. In Greek, dec means 10, hence the word decimal. We use a place value system based on the number 10. Numbers are a way of representing an amount of something, a quantity, so it is important to be able to use our number system correctly and accurately. Each place value family has three members, the unit, or I prefer ones, the tens, the hundreds. Each family is separated by space. So for example, after the decimal point, the number on the left side will be ones, then it goes to tens, hundreds. After hundreds, we have a family name such as thousands. After this, we're going to repeat the names over again. So after thousands, this is your ones now, then becomes 10,000s. After that will be hundred thousands. Again, after hundreds, now you need to have a different family name. In this case, after thousands, it will be what we call million. So millions will be another ones. Then after ones, it repeats with 10 millions, 100 millions. After 100 millions, again, you have another family name. We call it billions. And then it will continue. However, on the right side of decimal point, now then it becomes 10 with th. So from now, anything that has th will be representing after the decimal point. If the left side of decimal point was starting with the ones, then after that it will become 10th, 100th. After that will be again the same name, but instead of s at the end, now I'm going to have thousandth with th. After that, it's going to be the same thing, so 10,000, 100,000, and you can go so on. Most of problems will ask you to round to nearest hundredth or thousandth. To write numbers from word, at the end of the number, say the place value family name of the last digit. So it could be the family names are example of thousands, millions, or billions. And it could be trillions and so on if you continue. Then determine the place value name with the greatest value given in the number. This tells you how many places you need. For example, if you're dealing with the thousands, you will have 3 zeros filling out hundreds, tens, and ones. If you have millions, you will deal with 6 zeros. If you have billions, it will be 9 zeros. So that's how you can tell. Now, after that, after you know the greatest value, you can fill in the blanks with the digits needed. If you don't have any digits, you will fill it in with the zeros. Practice 1. Read out these numbers in words. Part A. When you have such a big number, what we're going to do, we're going to try to cut this in every third digit. The reason I'm cutting in every third digit is because each place value family had 3 members, the ones, tens, and hundreds. So in every third, there will be a family member that we have to write. So in here, if I cut in between 9 and 6, 2 and 0, and 1 and 3, now you see each place value family in 3 members. So if you start from the right side, this will be the 7. If you write 2 numbers, it's 77, 677. After 100, remember that this will become thousands. After thousands, it has to be million. After million, do you remember? It was a billion. So this will be 401 billion 302 million And since you don't have 100 digits, we're just going to go with 59,677. Let me repeat one more time. This will be 400. And since you don't have tens, it's just going to be 1. And then you need to write billion. You go to the next number, it's 300. You don't have tens, so it goes to 2. Now my next family member was million. After million, it was a thousands. However, since you don't have hundredth, it just goes with 59,000s, thousands, and then just read the remaining, which is 677. Okay. Let me see if I can repeat the same thing for part B. This time you have a decimal point, so you'd know the ones on the left side will be ending with the S, where the ones on the right side will end with the TH. For part B, again, we're going to cut this in every third digits, so it will be one in between 6 and 8. Now, since you only have 6 digits, if these are hundreds, so ones, tens, hundreds, that has to be 1,000. The biggest number in here will be 400 thousands. So I will need to write 400. And then you have 96. Your biggest family member was thousands. Then it becomes 800. This will be 12. Now you have a decimal point. So I'm going to write a point. You don't have your 10th digit, and remember this is not ones anymore. Ones was right here, the 2. However, since you don't have 10th digit, now this will be 300 with the TH. And that's how you are going to read this part B. 496,812.300. What if you don't have any numbers on the left side? However, you have all the decimal point. Here's a part C. In part C, as you see, I don't have any numbers on the left side, and you would notice this is 0. So what you're going to do, you're just going to read the number as you see. However, put the biggest family member. For example, all you see is just 243. However, the greatest family member in here is, since this is ones, that's 10, 100, thousands, and then 10,000. So you will be reading it as 243, and at the end, just put the biggest family member. So in here was 43, 10,000 with TH at the end. Let me repeat one more time because I know that this could be confusing. Part D, since this is very small number, I'm going to cut these numbers in every third digit. Remember, this is your ones. So here's tens, here's hundredth. I'm going to put the comma right here so that I can read it. Then it goes 10,000, 100,000, and then it will be million. Then I have another digit, so these will be billions. If I want to read part D, the biggest number is 8. However, the 8 is your million, 570, and this will be your thousand. And you don't have this 100, so you will have just 62. And now at the end, you need to put the biggest family member. In this case, you will go back to the decimal point. So this was ones, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, and then this will be your 100 million. But remember, at the end, you put the TH. So this will be 8,570,6,200 millionth. Let's do one more. I'm going to do part F. If I'm doing part F, Now you'd realize that instead of 0, I actually have a number on ones digit. So this will be just 1. Then for the rest of them, let me just put the word n so that way you can tell the difference, or you can put the point. You realize that the next number is 0, so that one doesn't count. When you're reading it, just read it as how you read from the right side. This is just 23. And at the end, you just need to put the biggest family member of your decimal point. So this was ones, tenth, hundredth, and this was thousandth. So you will have 1 and 23 thousandths with th at the end. I hope this helps a little bit. And for more practice, let's do it backward. Now we are going to do number 2, represent the following numbers using digits. In this case, we are going to determine the place value name with the greatest value given in the number. This tells you how many places you will need and fill in the blank with the numbers that they give it to you. So for example, this first one is saying 827,096. There were no TH family members, so I know that there is no decimals. However, in this case, the biggest number that I saw was 800. So 827, and this is 1,000. So I know that I will have 3 more digits on here, but it looks like I don't have 100. Instead, I just have 96. So if I just have 96 and I don't have any number in here, remember that we're going to fill in with the zeros. So fill in this blank with the 0, and this will be 827,096. If you have 50,008, again, then you have 50,000 with the comma. Now you should have 3 more digits right here, but they are just saying 8, which means I don't have 100, I don't have 10, then I just have 8 right here. This is how you read 50,008. Let's see if you have the number with the th. So for example, the next one, 275,069 and 10 millionth with the th at the end. That means I know that there will be a decimal point. But let me see what I can do for the ones on the left side of your decimal point. In here, if I write one at a time, you have 275,000, which means I should have 3 digits right here. You would have 69, so I just have 69 where I don't have 100. Point, you had 10 millionth, which means your biggest number, your biggest decimal point was 10 millionth. And you don't have any number right here, so I'm assuming those are going to be all 0. So let's count. This is going to be ones, tenth, hundredth, thousandth, 10,000th, 100,000th, and then you will have 1 million. You just need at the end 1 because now you need to have 10 millionth with the th. So this one more time, this is 10th, 100th, 1000th, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million. If you have this number again, now I'm going to have 14 and 600th with the th at the end. So again, this will be 14 and you have 600th. So I have 0 and 6, where this was representing your 100th. And that's it. Let me do this one, 5,004 So 5,000, which means 5, and then you have 3 zeros, point. I hope that this doesn't confuse you. This is a decimal point. This is just a comma for me to divide the family members. Then you have 4/10. So 10th will be right after this decimal point. So I will have 4 right here. If you have 12,000th, and I notice I don't have any numbers with the S, just the S at the end. So this will be 0 point. You have 12,000th. So I have 0, 1, 2 because biggest family member was 1,000th with the th. So this is ones, tens, hundreds, and thousandth with the th. So this is the answer of the number 2. Number 3, represent these amounts in words and in both expanded forms. So first, what they mean by expanded forms. There are a few different ways. The first way is when you're writing each numbers within the place values. Two is you're using a multiplication and addition to represent the numbers using place value as well. So for example, part A, when you're reading the number, find out what's the biggest place value in your number. In this case, this is ones, tens, hundreds, this is thousands, 10,000s, and then 100,000s. So I know a house costs $640,700. In this case, you could write 600,000 plus the next number is 4. However, this is actually 40,000 plus the next one is 0. So we're going to skip that one, and then you have 700. Another way to write this is, again, like I said, you're going to use multiplication and addition. So the first one, the 6, is representing 6 times 100,000. I'm going to put the parenthesis, plus you have 40,000. So 4 times you have 10,000 plus the next number, skip all the zeros, you have 7, but then the 7 is actually in hundreds value. So this is another way to write a $640,700. And if you want to write this in words, you're going to spell it out, saying you have 640,000 and 700. You can put dollars if you want, but I think this is good enough. Let's do one more example. Part C. The diameter of a grain of sand is 0.0625 millimeters. First, let's see if we can write in expanded form. So this also has two ways. Like I said, whichever you prefer, this is fine. I'm just gonna show you both ways. The first number, skip all the zeros, but the first number is 6. So the 6 is actually representing 0.06. And then the next number is representing 0. Now you should have had, now this is the thousandth, so you have 0.002, and then you have, this is your 10,000th, so 0.000 and then 5. The second way is again using a multiplication and addition. So your 6 is actually multiplying by 0.01 the hundredth, plus you have your 2 times, this is your thousandth, plus you have 5 times 10,000, which is like this. If you want to represent these in words, then you'd read it as 625. At the end, since this is the decimal place values, you will read the biggest family member, which is 10,000 with the TH at the end. I skipped several questions, however, the rest of them are very similar, so you can practice on your own. Represent each number in two other forms. So this time you're repeating the same thing as what you just did, except this one is not asking for words. Part A, let's see what this number 1 place value is. It looks like this is ones, tens, hundreds. This becomes thousands, so you can put a comma if you want, and then this is 10,000s. So I will have this 1 as 10,000s, plus you have the 7 is actually 7,000, plus, and then you have 234, and then at the end you have some decimals. So in here you don't have any tens, but you have hundredth, so this 1 is actually 0.01. Again, you could use a multiplication to represent this. So the first one is 1 times 10,000 plus 7 times 1,000 plus 2 times 100 plus 3 times, this is your tens, and then 4, but then 4 times 1, don't forget to write 1, and then you have just one last one. You have this 1 is actually 0.01's place value. Part B, if they already wrote in expanded form, well, first you could just write in number. This is, you have 3 times 100, so that's 300, and it looks like you're skipping tens, so I don't have any number for tens, but you have 4 times 1, which is 4. You have decimal values, So from here, you put the decimal point. Now 7 times 0.1 is 0.7, and then your hundredth value is 5. The second way that I have to do is just write in another expanded form. So I'm going to use this way, the first one that we did. So you have 300 plus, you're just multiplying this. So 4 times 1, I get 4, plus you have 7 times 0.1, 0.7, plus the last one, 0.05. The remaining practices, you could do it on your own just to see if you can rewrite all these numbers in other forms. This is the end of the lesson. Thanks for learning with me. If you have any questions, leave a comment.